we're going to do dimension and analysis part 2, which will be the conversions. In the first part, we focused on the System Internationale, these 7 units, and now we're going to look how we apply these units in terms of conversions. So let's have a look at the units again. Units important in physical sciences. You cannot work if we don't work with the same units. And then secondly, some of the units you'll have to convert from certain units to another unit. So let's have a look at an example. The question posed to you is, calculate the volume. So when you read, you already say they want me to work out the volume. The volume will be the length times the breadth times the height that you've done previously. So calculate the volume. So what do they give me of the rectangle? They say to me the length is 10 meters. Now you always do physical science with a pen in hand and you draw a diagram so that you can actually see what you are doing. So let's say that is what they're giving me. That is the length and that is 10 meters. They secondly tell me I've got the height. So the height of this rectangle is 40 centimeters. And immediately you can see I've got centimeters and I've got meters. So I have to convert them to the same unit. And to make it even worse, they're giving me the breadth in millimeters. So this side here is 2,000 millimeters. So what I have to do is I have to get all 3 of these in the same unit. And it will be preferably be in meters because that's what they asked of me. So let's go about doing this. Firstly, I've got to convert these 3 to the same unit. And as I said previously, let's try and do it in meters because the answer will be given in meters. So we've got 10 meters already, so we can remain with 10 meters with the length. Secondly, we've got 2,000 millimeters. So if I've got 2,000 millimeters, I've got to put that into meters. So 2,000 divided by 1,000, because that's millimeters. Or you could have said 2,000 times 10 to the power of minus 3. In both cases, these are now in meter. And finally, they gave me the height, which is in centimeters. And again, I've got 40 centimeters, meaning I've got to divide by 100, or I could have said 40 times 10 to the minus 2. And again, I now have it in meters. So let's go ahead. Let's say, what do I have? I've got here, the length is 10. I've got the breadth, which is 2,000 times 10 to the minus 3. So in actual fact, those 3 and that 3 will cancel. So I actually have 2 meters. And then finally, I've got 40 divided by 100. That will give me a number of 4 meters. So let's do this calculation. Most of you will probably do this with a calculator. I'm challenging you to put your calculator away and think, can I do this without a calculator? Well, you can. 10 times 0.4 is in actual fact 4. And you then have to multiply it with the 2, and that will give you an answer of 8. So that was an easy conversion of meter, millimeter, and centimeter, each of them to the power of a meter. Finally, what will the unit be? Well, the length was in meter, the breadth was in meter, and the height was in meter. So this will be 8 meter to the third. And we express that as cubic meter. And this was a cube. You took the length, you took the breadth, and you took the height. So you took 3 different meters and you multiplied it to get to the volume of that rectangle as 8 millimeters. When we move on to more complex conversions, and we're not going to do very, very specific conversions other than just taking them to the same unit in this lesson. So they asked me to calculate the total charge of what? 2 charges. So they've got sphere A and it's 6. And can you remember what that N is? Think a little bit. We did it in the previous lesson. That 6 will mean nanocoulomb. And nanocoulomb is very small. And if you recall, a nano is actually 10 to the power of minus 9. So you've got A as 6 nanocoulomb and you've got B as 2 nanocoulomb. And you now have to add them together because they asked you, what will the total charge be? So let's have a look. I have 6 times 10 to the minus 9 coulomb, and I've got 2 times 10 to the minus 9 coulomb. And you can do different mathematics. You've been busy with mathematics for a few years. I'm not going to do a mathematics lesson, but I am going to show you the way I would have done it. In both cases, I've got 10 to the power of minus 9. So I'm going to take 10 to the power of 9 out of that equation. What I'm left with is 6 plus 2, as I said, multiplied by 10 to the minus 9. So what do I have? My total charge will be 8 times 10 to the minus 9. And the unit is now coulomb. So I took the nanocoulomb with another nanocoulomb. And I actually got the total charge of 8 times 10 to the minus 9. Or I could now express it as 8 nanocoulomb. So nano is that small caps, lowercase n, which means nano. Be careful, you have to know it's absolutely the lowercase, not the n like that, which is the capital, because that means a few other things in physics and a few other things in chemistry. Be careful. So let's see. If you would like to sit and play a little bit and do more conversions, you can practice these. I've got a question here. Work out the area of a quadrilateral, and you can have your own values. Remember, the area will be L times B, length times breadth. Remember the formula for a circle, the area of a circle, pi r square, r being your radius, or a triangle, half base times the height. We are going to use this later when we do motion. So practice a little bit, draw a little triangle and say to yourself, I've got a base of 4, I've got a height of 5, how can I find the area? You go to your formula and you substitute your values in there and you find the area of a triangle, for instance. A volume of a cylinder. You've done some of this in mathematics. Practice. Take own values and work out spheres. And kilometers and meters. The square kilometer, the square meter. And remember what we just did with that volume. That was cubic meter. So be careful when you do your calculations that you've got the correct unit. They asked a question. Calculate the millimeter square of a soccer field. Now that would be insane to measure a soccer field in millimeters. Given to you is 100 meters long and 50 meters wide. So you will have to say that would be 100 meter, and you've got to take that to millimeter, and then that one to millimeter. That's the kind of practice that you'll have to do at your own time to get a grip of conversions. Let's do another conversion, which is very, very important when we start off working with motion, the movement of objects and cars and aeroplanes. So the one question posed here is convert 60 kilometer per hour. Now we know this is the speed limit, 60 kilometer per hour, but they don't want that unit. They specifically want the kilometers in meter, and they want the hour in second. So I suggest you actually say to yourself, what will be the conversion of 60 kilometers to meters? Let us think a little bit. Kilo will be 1,000. So I will say 60 times 1,000. If your math is good, immediately start writing 60 times 10 to the power of 3. That will make your calculations much easier as soon as you get more numbers to do calculations with. What is an hour? Well, we know we've got 60 minutes in an hour, and every minute has got 60 seconds. So what I have here is I've got 60 times 60, which will give me, yes, 6 times 6 is 36, and I've got 3,600 seconds. So how will we convert the 60 kilometers per hour into meter per second? Well, we've already done the kilometers and the hour separately. So I'm just going to write down how you will write this down in a conversion question. You will then actually have 60 times 10 to the minus 3, which you'll substitute in the place of 60 kilometers, because this is now meter, and I can substitute 1 hour with 3,600 seconds. Quickly do that calculation with your calculator. Did you pick up the mistake I made? Have a look at that. That's 60 times 10 to the third. I wrote 60 times 10 to the minus 3. So sorry for that mistake. It has to be 3. 60,000 over 3,600. Let's have a look at the answer that I get. If I do this, I've got 600 divided by 36. You already did that with your calculator, and you should have got the answer of 16,6666, and we can go forever. And if the question says, take your calculations to the second, round it down to the second decimal, it will be 16 times 6 to the 7th, and it's going to repeat. And what will the unit be? Meter per second, or 16 times 6 to the 7 meter, and you do carry that one to that one, and it will become minus 1. I hope you also got your conversion of 60 kilometers per hour to 16.67 meter per second. You have to be able to calculate measurements to the same unit by converting. Please practice this a lot, because you are going to use in most of the physics you're going to convert, and in almost all the calculations in stoichiometry, in chemistry, you are going to use conversions. You have to be able to see if it's smaller. If it's smaller, it's usually divided with a power. And if it's larger, it's usually multiplied with a power. Make sure that you know what the difference is in terms of units. I hope you understood, and you are going to use these conversions quite well and accurately in your physical sciences. Bye.